Day has quite put on its clothes. I stand and watch an egret, cut, it seems, from card, arrive upon the waking waters and put down. This is the edge, a poem walks. This is the hour. Black against the monochrome swill of dawn, before the streams unearthed the ore that is the wealth of winter light. The white bird stands in salt marsh shallows to fish for day. And this is how the past might wish it looked. The bird is how it was. Avid like anyone else for breakfast, handsome in its need. And now the tide of day leaks in, an amber swell among the callow pines. And the butcher bird arrives, trailing the single phrase he's made his own from all the book of songs. You know the butcher bird? We'll do that. To find the single page in the book of clouds upon the table, upon the deck, where the weather of her day might be described. Bronzewing begins her baleful swoon, and soon the water's edge is dark, the egret bright. The morning a shorebird's flight to afternoon. My river is small, my years grow long. 2,000 years ago, amid the ceaseless war of spring with fall, a poet walked downcast into a river of lament, and once, a guest, I visited the town, our landing thrummed on drums of war, where the body of the poet of the river washed unremarked ashore. But they seem to want to raise him now. These water birds, the cormorant, the pelican, the swan. They crowd the shallows and sound their cries like cannon across the blue meniscus of dawn. Of course, it may not be the fallen light of last night's moon, the songs of the south, the heron's hymns. It may not be the broken heart of poetry. It may not be these lines I cast in memory. The river birds trawl the morning waters to divine, but they divine it anyway. These avatars of hope, these engineers of grace. Another poet says, catastrophe will find you, come what may. Disgrace and grief, the treachery of time will trip you up, and you will fail love or love fail you. Your work will be ignored, your name misspelled. The forest will, a little self-reference there, the forest will likely fall, the libraries burn, but something holds, and even in your wreck, it holds you too. The principle of love embodied in the bird that flares the dawn and thrives where you, your heart, a rock, would sink. Perhaps it's true that in the way of things, one gets another life as what one loved best, to finish the work one left undone. Is Chu Yuan the butcher bird, perhaps? His call a lamentation, his eyes a crime against banality and sloth that sat the arm of the chair on the deck. These hours now, while I've rowed back along the Poet's River where I journeyed 6 months ago in a dragon boat, the river where he sang and loved and sank. We live downriver from the past. We fish our phrases from the stream. They are not ours. We finish stanzas long ago begun. We fly them like a flock of migrant birds into the years. First days of spring on Erawal could be the end of autumn in Hunan. The truth, like earth, is round and liminal. The egret holds its shores, and all that's awake in one's work and new in one's heart is an older longing, unfulfilled and drowned before its time. Behind the beach where my river recites its sea, the grasses are a brush in the hand of the wind, and the dunes in the dawn are cold and pale asleep as an egret in the afternoon. And the script these limber stems, these fervid dervish strands, lay down may be the archetype of song, a record of the plangency of being once, and only once alive in time. So if these sand dunes aren't old Chuyuan, then let them please and just this once be me.